Well, welcome back to The Sprout. This week, I'm super excited. I'm sitting down with John Oliver, who is the Dean of Applied Science and Technology out at Richland. We are here to talk about the FAME program that they have, and we also have a special guest of a student with us today, Kyle Mueller, who's going to talk to us about his experience and opportunities that he has received from going to Richland. So welcome to the show. So excited to have you guys on. I love the setup today. It's a little different with the couch and the two people experience and kind of bringing in different dimensions for the conversation. John, I'd love to start with you, though, to kind of bring context to what FAME is, what it stands for, and kind of how you came to Richland. How about that?
Yeah, well, thanks for having us. First off, how I came to Richland, well, a woman, my wife, she's from Central Illinois, and she brought me here. So, but then I've been at Richland for almost 16 years because of that. So, but then with FAME, that's actually it's new for us.
Okay.
At the college. We are now, I guess we've been working on it for roughly about 18 months, but we're, going on about 12 months of actually launching and running. Kyle is a part of our first cohort. But FAME, it stands for the Federation of Advanced Manufacturing Education. It's not something we created. It was brought to us actually from ADM. FAME was actually founded or created by Toyota.
Okay.
Toyota is, a great manufacturer of automotive in the automotive industry. Mm-hmm. Very big into Lean Six Sigma and 5S and all of that, all those components. And so they wanted to create a training to train their workforce. And they came up with the components of FAME, the technical components that we already were teaching at the college, but they also had these manufacturing core experiences or exercises that they have built into FAME. So they did that for several years. They were doing this in Kentucky, and they went to, I think, every community college in Kentucky and started partnering with them. And then they felt like, I guess, that it was too good not to share with other manufacturers.
Right.
Because, I also feel that if all the manufacturers are working together to train this workforce, then we're in a better place. And I'm glad Toyota shared that with the industry. And so I think as a result, when I went on their website and doing some little bit of research, there's over 400 manufacturers now participating in FAME all across the country.
Oh my goodness. I didn't realize it was that broad of a program. That's pretty fascinating. So from what I understand, and help me with this, if ADM or Toyota is coming to a community college, are they helping craft the specific training then that workers would need for them? So it's a little different than a typical education where you get a degree and you need to go find something, but it's actually the employers coming and saying, this is what we need in a direct pipeline, kind of a connection there.
Yeah, I mean, really, that's what a community college is in the first place. We're here for the community. So you'll see at Richland, we're going to have degrees and certificates that are related to our industries, right?
Right.
If you go to a community college out in Vegas, you're going to find programs that are related to working on slot machines. I mean, there's actual degrees and certificates for that. And they're going to be found at community colleges because that's what we do. We're supposed to serve our community. And so our engineering technology program at the college has been around for 25, 30, a lot longer than me. We tweak it as new industry comes to town or new employers tell us something, but it was originally founded, I need the historian here, Tina, who could probably tell you, but it was, CNC machining was huge with Caterpillar, and I know Caterpillar was big influence on a lot of our curriculum. But then, ADM and our process controls, because that's what they're doing and what Tate & Lyle or Premint's doing. And so all of our programs, especially in manufacturing, are to support our local manufacturers, and they still provide input into our curriculum and what the training needs to look like. And where FAME is different is that it's really not different. It's just this earn and learn model. Like, it's still our curriculum. We added a couple of components that FAME requires. But as far as the technical skills, we already had those courses. We already had the electrical courses, the machining courses, the blueprint reading courses.
I see. I like the collaboration of the direct hands-on with the people in the community. I really like that aspect. And how you explained that with each community college is really unique to the area because it should be connecting you to the community, right?
Right.
Right. Well, I would love for you to introduce yourself too. Sorry, don't want to leave you out of this. Yep. What is your name?
My name is Kyle Mueller.
Okay. And where are you from, Kyle?
Macon, Illinois.
Okay. And how did you come to the FAME program?
So I came to the FAME program from my guidance counselor, who sent an email to all of our students at Meridian my senior year. So it was essentially, there was a meeting in the auditorium for that. And so the three local manufacturers, the representatives for those companies from Mueller, GSI, and ADM, they came and spoke at my school. And so anyone who was interested in the program was able to come down and hear what they had to say, hear what kind of opportunities that was, and kind of what that entailed. So from there, I was able to get information to come to Family Recruitment Night, which is at Richland, and it was in February of that year. So from that, I was able to learn more about each individual company, what they did, what you'd be doing at those companies. And from there, I was able to get information that I needed to set up an interview.
Okay. What was it about the program that intrigued you?
It was the fact that you were able to get hands-on experience and work experience in manufacturing and get an associate's degree at the same time.
Okay.
Being able to have both as opposed to going to college and having to find internships and kind of find where your classes are kind of lining up to working in industry. I felt like this was a very good program to get kind of both. That way you were able to have your name out there for all the local companies and be able to get a degree, which obviously it's very important to have a degree of some kind, even in manufacturing.
Right. I like that. With the manufacturing component, and, John, maybe you can answer this, and Kyle, you can speak towards the experience of the training with it. But can you explain to us who may not fully understand the nuance with advanced manufacturing and what that means?
Well, you'll hear terminology, advanced manufacturing, industry 4.0. It was really the turn of the century again when facilities became more automated, and they're going to continue to be more automated.
Right.
We talking about robotics and this assembly line, but now that assembly line has gotten so automated that there are less people on the line, but someone's got to program. Kyle's taking our PLC programming class right now, and he'll take another one maybe next year before he finishes all this. But that PLC programming is telling essentially that whole process how to what triggers this movement and that movement and the whole process. And so when it's advanced manufacturing, those are technical skills that someone's either got to show you, train, so there is that education piece to this, that it's not just, sticking a nut and a bolt together anymore. There's a lot of, it's fully automated. And as I said, we're going to see that continue to grow with more advancement in robotics. I saw 60 Minutes probably 3 or 4 weeks ago with Boston Dynamics. About 2 years ago, I saw Boston Dynamics on 60 Minutes, and they had a robot that could walk and carry a box, but it was falling down and everything. And they literally just showed about 3 or 4 weeks ago, this robot was doing jumping jacks and doing that Russian dance where you squat down and kick that I can't do. And so, this robot is able to do that. And the way they were programming it was literally with VR and sensors. And so it just, I'm in awe of it. I don't understand it, but I do understand that someone's got to still be able to program that robot. Somebody's got to be able to repair that robot. Someone's got to be able to build that robot. So it doesn't just, it's not born, and it's not, sustainable without us still working with it. But I do think that robot's going to replace some of the repetitive jobs, just like the robotic arms and things that we've seen already. If you go out to Caterpillar or GSI or any of the large manufacturers that already are using automation robotics, those have replaced it, certain people. But new positions came about because of that, right? So,
Right. It's so interesting because I feel like the growth of AI, of technology, it's just so rapid. It's just so rapid. You know what I mean? But I like that there seems to always be an element still of the importance of a human aspect and connection. And we're going to continue to innovate what that looks like, right? So within the program, Kyle, whenever it comes to the advanced manufacturing and maybe some of the computer programming inside of it, what is it about that that you connect with, that you've been enjoying? What's that experience been like for you?
I enjoy being a part of the actual process of seeing things happen on the shop floor, as opposed to being someone who's just kind of in the office and seeing things as far as theory goes, kind of looking at numbers, and just while there is a place for that, I feel like it's very important to have technicians who are seeing the process being kind of unfolded every day, and being able to see what realistic real problems are happening, and kind of being able to be the person who fixes those problems. That's probably the coolest part for me, being able to assist people who are designing and creating those things, but at the same time being able to be someone who is able to see it happen and kind of put in my input on what I'm seeing.
Right. The problem solving, I'm sure, and the constant challenge should be really enjoyable on the job.
Yep.
Right. Where it used to have a repetitiveness to it. Now there's a challenging problem solving, puzzle working aspect to the engineering side of it, it sounds like, right?
Right.
So, Kyle, I'd love for you to talk about maybe from entering into the program to where you are now. What has your experience with Richland been like?
So as far as Richland goes, they've been very helpful in helping me with my classes and helping me kind of navigate through what I'm doing in classes to the application in the field and doing everything I do at work. We're constantly the teachers at Richland are asking me, what are you doing at work right now? How are these classes going to be helping you? So I feel like there's always that real application from Richland to my workplace.
That's awesome. I know that's always been a heart of Richland. We've been interviewing quite a few people, and what I find intriguing about Richland is anybody who I sit across from, they're really about the success all the way through, even into the job, even while you're on the job. It isn't just within the classroom, and I've really valued learning that, I think. And it goes to show even with what you're saying, they're trying to make sure that it's constantly applicable and helpful, and you're getting what you need within those things. So, John, within your FAME program, can you break down what the program is? Is it a 2-year associates that you get within your engineering? Can you help me wrap my head around what the program is?
I'm glad you led us there, because I was like, I really didn't give a good plug for us locally.
Yeah,
I talked about FAME, but I didn't talk about, so essentially when it's employer-led, as I mentioned, ADM brought it to us, right? I could try to create a FAME program, but if I don't have ADM, CAD, if I don't have GSI, Mueller, if I don't have these companies, which we have 5 that are participating right now, we started with 3, and we have 5 that are part of the FAME chapter, they have to lead it. When we talk about apprenticeships, that's employer-led, because they have the expense. Like, it's, to me, to train Kyle, right? Yes, I have the expense of an instructor, but he's actually paying, right? But in an apprenticeship program, the employers are paying him when he's on the shop floor. So there's that commitment from them. And so they have to lead this, and they did. So they came to us, and so we are the Prairie Land FAME chapter as far as local. FAME is a national component of the Manufacturing Institute, but locally we are the Prairie Land FAME chapter, and we are made up of the 5 employers: GSI, Mueller, ADM, Stratus Foods, and now Caterpillar. So those 5 are working together to recruit and train the next advanced manufacturers. The way the program works is that it is a 5-semester, so 2 years, because we'll count summer is counted as that 5th semester. So you'll start in the fall, and you'll go fall, spring, summer. Fall, spring, summer. He will graduate. When is that? Or fall, spring. You'll graduate spring of 27. Yes. Yep. So he came in fall of 25. And he is with us 2 days a week. So this cohort, the first cohort that we have, they're on a Tuesday, Thursday format with me or with Richland. And then they go to work on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. They could work weekends if they agree upon it, but Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Okay. And so the next cohort that we're currently recruiting for, that we're having the family recruitment night here on the 10th of February, that one is they will be going to school on a Monday, Wednesday, and they will be going to work on Tuesday, Thursdays, and Fridays.
Okay. So from what I understand of what you just said then, so it would be ADM, CAT, or any of the 5. They hire Kyle, and then there's an apprenticeship training partnership with you. So it isn't him going into the program so he can get hired. You are actually hired, and then you work together to train him. Is that what I understand?
Exactly. They're all pulling in the same direction. So that's what's been unique about this.
Okay.
Is they're not competing. CAT and ADM aren't competing for people here. They're all those employers I named are now out recruiting. They're speaking to the high schools. They're coming to talk to our Heartland Tech students, talking to my students, talking to just anyone in the community. And they apply to this to FAME, the Prairie Land FAME chapter.
Okay.
And then those employers will actually all interview them, and then they're all going to pick. It's almost like a NFL draft or something like that. They're going to
should have a signing day.
Oh yeah, there's a marriage between Kyle got to rank his top choices for employers. The employers got to rank their top, and so then we at Richland kind of look at both those and marry the two together. And then they come during the summer. They'll start with their employer. But also an orientation with us, and then that falls, and they get rested for class, or we'll rest them for classes, and then that fall they kick off, and they're doing the 2 days. During the summer, he was working. Did you work?
I stuck to the 3 days a week schedule. Okay. They just didn't want to start me off going too crazy.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what we talked about on the drive here today. Was it was good to actually have that 20 minutes in the car talking. That it's a time commitment. This is, he's whatever. How old are you now? 19?
19 now.
All right, I didn't know. So 18 years old. Like I was thinking back to, I went straight to a 4-year college. I'm not sure. I was a good student, but I'm not sure I'd been mature enough for this. So that's something for those that are listening to think about. That this, I'm not going to say it's for everybody. I'm not one to try to sugarcoat things. This is a big time commitment, as Kyle and I were talking. Like he's going to school 8 hours a day, 2 days a week, having to find time to do the homework while also going to work the other 3 days. Now he's making good money, better money than I would have at 18.
Right.
He's getting a great experience that's going along with the education that he's getting, but it's a lot of work.
Right. I would imagine for someone coming out of high school, it's really jump starting. If you really put in the time and the effort and the consistency, but it's going to be jump starting, where you end up, in your career, in your life, whether you choose to have a family, all the different things, it's really establishing a lot for you.
Oh yeah. He has a great mentor at Mueller. You could probably, he's probably got someone that's going to be a mentor for life, no matter what he decides to do with Mueller. So.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I would love for you to speak. Who is that?
So my supervisor is Andrew Jordan. He was the representative for Mueller, and he's actually the president of the Prairie Land FAME.
Okay.
So he has been an incredible person in my life for my time working there, and he's talked to me like on a personal level, just trying to navigate next steps after the program, what's next, just specific things. I feel like he's always been there, and he's kind of been the person who's really just helped me kind of get started with this program, and being able to talk to him each and every day. I feel like he really has a heart for the community.
Wow. I love hearing the mentorship aspect, because I think it can tie into maybe age and stage of life. Really having someone to walk alongside of you, even within such an intensive program, really has to speak towards the success, I think, of maybe some of the people going through the program, right? Oh,
yes, definitely. I think that's I didn't really think about it till, again, our conversation a few minutes ago. And, he was telling me all the stuff he's been doing at Mueller. And then I knew that I asked him, how often do you see, I almost said, Kyle, how often do you see Andrew? And he said daily, and, he's my supervisor. I didn't realize Andrew was his actual supervisor. And so that was really good to hear. Because, he's getting, again, I'm, not downgrading our education by no means, because we provide all that technical training. But to have someone that, I don't know how long Andrew's been in the industry and how long he's been with Mueller, but, that's invaluable to have that, 3 days a week mentorship from Andrew.
Oh, yeah. Kyle, as we are tail end here, wrapping up around some things, I would love for you to speak towards your generation. The age, I know it's a completely different culture than, when I graduated, when you graduated, when we were at those ages. And we even talked about the continual change and advancing that's going on, right? Whenever it comes to having an opportunity like this, what would you say to people who are curious or considering it, but not sure if it's quite for them?
I would 100% say if you have any interest in manufacturing or any kind of like trade-based education, or if you wanted an associate's degree, but you're not sure if four-year college is right for you, I would say definitely go for something like this. Go for a program that's going to be there for you and that people who are going to support you along the way. I feel like if you're committed to at least doing the school and the work and you're just putting in the time each and every day, I feel like you're going to have success in this program. I don't believe that this program wants you to fail. I don't think that they're out for just, like sometimes people say that college is out for your money, but this program is definitely not one of those. Like, this program's been great for me, and I'd recommend it to anybody who has any interest in it.
Thank you. I love that. I wish, looking back at where I was even at 18 or 19, like you said.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
For me, I know.
But, I think it's so important that we're giving those opportunities to the younger generation to really jumpstart their life in a successful way. Because I had a pretty big gap, I would say, between 18 to even 26, 27. Of, not having the same support or opportunities or program or even vision or different things. And so I love seeing Richland and these big corporations really coming to the high schools and trying to create a way for the younger generation that is supportive, that's onboarding, that's all the things along the way too.
It might actually even get better. I'm glad that you mentioned that, because just met with Heartland Tech Academy. If you're not familiar with the Heartland Technical Academy,
Yes.
they are they provide they partner with us to provide high schools an opportunity for technical training right on our campus, the junior and senior year. So we actually met last week, and it's not formalized, but we are looking now to possibly even allow, so the senior year of Heartland Tech, if they're doing the engineering tech program, they might be able to work with these employers as a senior in high school, even 2 or 3 days a week, while they're also finishing up one of our classes. And then, the hope is they would, stick with this and stay with the FAME, or then transition into the FAME program. So it might even get better.
Okay.
Even an earlier pipeline for, those students that are, really want to do this. They're interested in advanced manufacturing. They're interested in working with their hands, because I think Kyle hit it off, right? Engineering is theory, a lot of theory, right? If you go to be an engineer, it's a lot of the design and theory. Engineering tech is the one that, they get bored with traditional school, and they don't, they don't love math. They don't hate math. They understand math, but they would rather be out in the garage building something, tinkering. I've got a 9-year-old that's him.
Yeah. I've got an 8-year-old, and that's him.
Yeah. And he's the one that runs off with my tools, but he's actually intelligent. So this is the world that, if he stays on the same track, he's doing something like this, or he's going to go into another trade. And I'm completely fine with that, because he'll make more money than me. So, and if that's what he likes, then go do it. So,
absolutely. Well, John, you brought these. I was looking at them, so sorry they're on my side, but I'd love for you to speak towards, I don't know if you need to reference them or not, but an opportunity for some family members or maybe for the students that would be interested in how they actually connect to the program. Yeah,
Kyle kind of did the plug earlier. He came to this event last year. FAME, they recommend the chapters do these type of events because this is it's a family commitment, right? His time and all that, right? And making those decisions. And so it's just happened that, we're here with you this week, and next week is the next family night, our second family night of doing for recruiting for that second cohort. So if anything we've said today or anything you've seen or heard is intriguing, then this is the chance to finally come out and actually talk to those 5 employers, talk to some of us at Richland, It's not a commitment. This is just come out and get some more information. There's actually, I think the flyer talks about, the employers actually bought a TV and maybe a laptop or something. So, if you're just showing up, putting your name in the hat, you have
Is
a chance
this
to win some
hosted
stuff.
out at Richland?
It'll be, at our National Sequestration Education Center, which is off of Howard Brown. So if you've been out to Richland, it's on that north side of campus.
Okay.
But we'll be out there, and hopefully last year was a great night. I think we had about 30 families come out, and we're hoping to double and triple that this year now that we've been around for over a year.
Well, that's exciting. With having students like Kyle out here, talking about the program and shining the light on it, I'm sure you're going to get a lot of effort of getting families and things out there. That's awesome.
So, he's in, I was teasing him on the way here. He's doing public speaking class, and now he's on a podcast. So that's part of the, he's going for the full degree. So there's the technical training. Like, yes, he's taking CNC machining and PLC programming, but he's also taking math and English and the public speaking class that he's in currently. So, yes. So
giving you some real life experience with that too.
Right.
Not just the theory.
Exactly.
Well, I appreciate you guys coming down. I always love learning the new innovative ways. I think that Richland is trying to serve our community and bridging the gaps in a lot of the career paths and a lot of the programs and in a lot of the needs. Right. So I appreciate it. I hope to hear more from you. I'm eager to hear about the Heartland Tech collaboration and seeing how this family night comes. So definitely, if you are interested, I would invite you out to Richland February 10th to come check out their family event night for the FAME program. Thank you guys so much for coming.
Thanks for having us.